Hey everyone, and welcome back to the GCSL/Apollo Rome2 tournament. My name is Ellington, and we have got battle number 2 between the HungryWolves and the ChosenOnes. But before we get started, I just want to take 1 sec and thank all of you guys. Just today we hit 1,000 subscribers. A week ago, I wasn't even at 500. So the fact that this has been like this just in the last week has been just mind-boggling for me. So I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Thank you so much for being part of this. I'm having a ton of fun doing these for you. And I hope you guys are having a lot of fun watching it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the army comps. We'll start with the HungryWolves on attack. And first off, as our Vernie here, we have got Joe on it. Joe on it, yes, that is the same Joe on it that you know and you love from YouTube. Joe on it is a good buddy of mine, and he's a member of the Backseat Generals. It's a little group between us, and he is in this battle, so this is going to be a really fun one to do. So, as our Vernie, he has got, I believe, 2 Oathsworn. His gen, yeah, 2 Oathsworn, so he's got one here. His gen's a Spear Noble, and I'm assuming his other Oathsworn is on one of these towers. But as you can see, most of these towers are chosen swords. There's the other Oathsworn. His gen is a Spear Noble. And then on his tortoises here, we have got 3 Celtic warriors here, and a 4th there, and he does have 4 of the Gallic hunters, including 2 deployed right up here next to the arty pieces. He does have another Celtic warrior over here. Then on to the next army here, we have got Masacely being commanded by Ulfer. And his gen, we've got an Armored Numidian Rider. We've got, looks like a couple different heavy Numidian skirmishers here. Then Desert Cohort, 3 Desert Cohort, some Desert Legionaries. Yeah, so it looks like a pretty good combination of Desert Cohort and Desert Legionaries. And then finally, as Carthage, we have got Dan. Now, Dan has got, did he bring, okay, 2 mercenary noble fighters, 1 Libyan infantry. He did bring a Greek giant ballista, and then we've got a lot of Libyan infantry up on the equipment. Libyan infantry, yeah, I mean, it's almost all Libyan infantry for him. 3 Cretan archers, and then I guess Masacely does have an African giant ballista here. Now, for the defenders, we have got the Chosen Ones, and unfortunately, we cannot really see their armies at the moment. But first off, as Tylish, we have Dovahkiin. Then, as Galatia, we have got Batman 112. And then, finally, Massilia is being commanded by Skasing. I don't really know how to say his name. But without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this one off. So as you can see, I think we're going to start right here. Does he get that first volley? Oh, man. Man, that's unfortunate. This is such a hit or miss thing, you know, doing this little deal right here. Sometimes if you can get 2 really good volleys right off the bat, you might be able to get them to go. But it is a very, very hit or miss. I mean, I've seen guys get that in 1 shot, and I've seen guys take 3 shots, you know, 4 shots, and he is now taken 3 on that. And I think he has now adjusted his fire to try with regular shot just to kill the arty crew instead of going for the burn. Man. Yeah, he's trying to kill the arty crew. He might, yep, so he got this one. You only got to get him down to 2. Now what he might be able to do here, he might be able to get this guy right like this and shoot into the crew at that point. But the issue, unfortunately, from the angle he's going at here, the hitbox of the artillery is very, very large. And so that arty is basically blocking all of the shots. See that? So yeah, this other archer here has a much better shot of actually getting into those, into the crew there. Yeah, unfortunately, just didn't work this time, and it just sucks sometimes. Like I said, I've even had it where I did it, and it worked like a dream right off the bat. So they did get one, but it does look like, you know, we still got the 2, and they are still shooting. They're going for the kills here. So this one is up to 5, and this one is up to 25. And, you know, they've already used enough ammunition on units like this that they definitely wouldn't have enough ammunition to go in, like, try and destroy the tortoise here, unfortunately. Because you might be able to get, if you could get one of these tortoises down, you could do really good work. There we go, look at that. That's the shot you needed right there to get the crew dead, is just come at that side angle. Nicely done there. Now that already is out of commission. You only got to get them down to 2. If you get them down to 2, they can no longer use that artillery. So looks like Arverni's coming up. He's gonna, looks like, push here, here, and then maybe here. Yeah, but Massilia's still going for the kills on these Celtics. We got 35 so far. And Dan got really lucky here. And I mean, Ulfer, he only lost 1, but Dan lost 3 of his 4. Thankfully for him, he still has the 1, and the artillery crew is the one that holds the ammo. So by losing the 3 there, he didn't lose any of his ammunition, which is good. So he'll still be able to help assault on these on that spot there. And it looks like, I'm gonna guess Joe, as Arverni's probably gonna come in right here, go for the big breach on the corner. That would be my guess. You can see he's doing it on, looks like 2 other spots. He's going here, which should get a good big breach, and then here should get him a good breach as well. And now they are all starting to move their siege towers up. One kind of cool thing they could have done here is if Arverni had used his towers and like set up, or used his Gallic hunters and guerrilla deployed the towers to like right here and right here or something like that, or even put one like right here, the Scorpions on top of the tower would have shot the crew of the ballista. It's actually a handy little trick that you can do with, not just with Arverni, but with basically any faction that has guerrilla deploy. You can set them up where their towers look direct, so like say the tower is here, it'd be looking directly at the crew of the ballista, and it would shoot the ballista crew. The counter to that, if you're the defenders, is if you put just a cheap junk unit and string it along the wall here, the ballista crew, or the Scorpion crew on top of the tower, will most likely shoot it instead of the ballista crew. So, a couple little cool little tricks there that you can use. They are very, very useful because it can really take down the crew of that already very quickly. That poor unit of Celtic warriors went in here and just got annihilated. There's a tiny little unit of like 40 guys went in. But I mean, you know what? Massilia also wasted some ammo here on the running away troops there. Got a little bit of a wonky setup here. If I was them, I probably would have done something like this and this. Because then you could have really gotten a good surround on that unit from Joe. Oh, look at this. Nice. I like this. He's going to come in here with this tortoise, and he's going to bust down another larger piece of wall. I do kind of wish that he had a little more support coming into these breaches. You know, we've got 2 units that have gone in pretty much unsupported here. Although we do have a Mosasili Desert Legionary coming in. This is going to hurt. It might even hurt the Desert Legionaries from Mosasili. Now, I did hear that this game was pretty laggy, unfortunately, which led to some pretty bad command lag on both sides, which really, really hurt. You know, it really hurt the attackers. You know, the defenders, it doesn't really hurt as much because they can take their time and respond to things. But for the attackers, it makes it very hard to really adjust your troops correctly. Honestly, but in reality, it sucks on both sides, to be honest. Command lag is no fun for anyone. All right, there we go. So we got a Celtic Warrior coming in here, and then a big push here from Masacely. And Galatia really is not set up well to counter this at the moment. These Desert Legionaries are really getting into the Celtic Warriors and the Galatian Spears here. So far, a pretty solid push coming in on this corner. And we've got a Chosen Sword from Arverni moving over on this side. Looks like he's probably going to push into this breach here. And I think the Massilia Ballista might still have some ammo left in it. Got one of the Celtic Warriors coming back from running. And then it looks like Carthage is going to kind of slow push it here. All right, Masacely dropping his towers, and looks like Arverni's going to do the same thing. Really no use for them at the moment. These walls are useless. You can't land on them anymore because there's no way off of them. But it looks like we had another Celtic Warrior break here. A lot of Javies from Massilia. A lot of Celtic Warriors, a lot of Javies throwing into that. Then we got some some Galatian swords from Galatia, obviously. And some Mercenary Gallic Hunters here from Massilia. Massilia can bring 3 of those. Then we got another Celtic Warrior coming in onto the Celtic Warriors. And they're both losing slightly. But I do think that the Arverni Celtic Warrior is probably going to take a little more damage here just because of the fire support coming in from behind there. But Carthage here doing a really good job firing into the backs of the Massilia Celtic Warriors there. Nicely done there by Carthage. Tylus really setting up here to defend against Carthage. Got a bunch of Celtic Warriors and Gallo-Thracian Warriors. Gallo-Thracian Warriors are a little bit cheaper. They're, I think, like 620 or 650, something like that. But they are a really, really solid mid-tier infantry unit. Another Chosen Sword, well, I guess the first Chosen Sword coming in on the Galatian Swords. Just 2 Galatian Swords, but if he can get this other Chosen Sword to get in here and support, he will be able to get a really good push going there. Those Galatian Swords are not as good as the Chosen Swords. Then, nice move here. He's moving his Gallic Hunters over this way. He does need to be careful, though. Do have a pretty good archer presence over here, especially with the Syrians here. Syrians will beat that archer, so 1 Gallic and 1 Syrian should beat the 2 Gallic warrior or Gallic hunters, sorry. But it does look like he's probably going to bring his other 2 units, and they should be able to take that archer fight at that point. Just because I don't see any of the other Galatian archers, or Massilian archers for that matter. Look at this push. Masacely coming in on this side, and we might even get an Arverni unit coming through the breach. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Arverni was able to get his other Chosen Sword in before the 1 Chosen Sword was gone. And that does mean they are a tiny bit extended, which means that we're getting really good archer shots into that there. Although now he is wasting ammo on this running away Chosen Sword. Yeah, they've got a really nice push going here. If they can get a good push going in there, and that Artie shot, he's trying to get hits with it. Trying. There we go. Nice shots there from Arverni. Yeah, because they've only got the 2 units of archers here. So if Arverni can really, if he can get a good shot on these guys, he might be able to kick them off long enough for his infantry to really push in here. If you can get rid of the archer power, Arverni can just straight up throw in his Oathsworn and cut through all of this. That's one bonus that, Arverni is going to have here over Galatia, is that Galatia's Galatian Legionaries are very good, but the issue with Galatia is it doesn't have any high-tier units. So when it comes to something like an Oathsworn unit, Galatia does not have much they can fight it with, besides their Syrian archers. So if you can kick them off with your own archers, you might be able to grind through them with your Oathsworn. And just overshooting a little bit here. Carthage, man, that Artie is just tough. Uh-oh. Massilian Cav, what do we got here? Light Horse coming out. Oh, man, this is going to be rough. All right, we've got Macesli and Carthaginian range units here. Oh, no. Oh, Carthage. Oh, that hurts. So I don't think he's going to lose much here. We have the Desert Cohort and Macesli Gen coming to try and stop it. But it's still, like, they got some, like, this one's down to 78. What did he get? I mean, he only got 16 kills. At this point, crisis averted. That looked a heck of a lot worse than it was. But they are gone with only 20 kills, I think. Or wait, hold on. That's the Numidian Riders. I don't even know. Did every single one of the Light Horse get killed? Yeah, only 16 kills. Whew. That was close. That was a little scary there for a sec, but nice response time from Macesli here. And good job of Macesli and Carthage in working together of getting the archers out while getting a unit in to try and engage. Just trying to get shots into this defense over here, shooting into the Celtic tribesmen, the tribal warriors, the axe warriors, trying to get into all of that, but that already, what does he add out of this? Looks like, I think I saw 29 kills. Not fantastic yet. You know, he might still be able to get some juicy shots out of it, though. Now, we do have another couple units of archers here on the wall, or on the cliffside here, this hill. I am a firm believer that this cliffside is a very, very strong point in this settlement. You get such a good archer advantage over this entire area if you control this hill. So if you've got a good archer setup, you can do a lot of damage from this spot. The one downside, it is very exposed to things like that giant ballista. That's a pretty open target right there, so they can do a lot of damage. We've got some breaking from the Desert Legionaries. Broken and shattered all of a sudden. Chosen Swords in with 90 kills, and then the other Chosen Sword here with 89. And then we've got a Desert Legionary at 200. Then right here, we've got an Oathsworn in combat with the Axe Warriors. Oathsworn at 42, Axe Warriors at 78. But we do have some really good archer fire coming in on the Oathsworn from the defenders. One, like I said, that's kind of the downside. Those Oathsworn, yes, it's not like they have bad armor. You know, 80 armor is not bad by any means, but if I'm going to kill an Oathsworn, I'd rather do it from far away. Nice push here from Macesli. Going in on the Axe Warriors, the Tribal Warriors. But then Carthage coming in here with Libyan Infantry onto the wall, trying to work their way off, but the Tribal Warriors are going to start making their way onto the tower to try and counter that. And then we've got more Libyan Infantry coming in here against some Celtic Warriors, and then another Libyan Infantry coming up on this spot. Might be able to get a good flank here, either here or here, but they need to be watching out for Tylas coming down from there. And I like this move of coming up with the Tortoise up here and busting a wall behind the enemy defenses. Might be able to kind of stretch out the defense a little bit further. All right, that Oathsworn, 88, 86, 87. They're 81 men left and at 90 kills. They're starting to chew through some of these units, but man, they are just getting shot to shreds by the combination of the Galatian and Massilian archers from both sides, honestly. Like, they are getting shots from here and they're getting shots from here. But Carthage is trying to counter some of that from the other side. I think, though, I almost wonder if Carthage had maybe brought his archers out over onto this side. The combination of the Carthaginian and Arverni archers really could have kicked this off of the area. Because right now they just need to get these range away from this wall, because if they can, their infantry can really start to grind through the defenders, because really Massilia does not have much that they can use. They've got the Thorax Sword, which is a solid unit, but the Chosen Sword will beat them any day. Same thing with the Desert Legionaries and the Desert Cohort. Oh, look at that. He took one of his Desert Legionaries and put it up onto the wall. So they'll be able to get some really good jabby tosses off the wall. And then Libyan Infantry going up against the Tribal Warriors. Who's winning this guy? Yeah, Tribal Warriors winning pretty decisively. 147 versus 117. And then here, 151, beating the Celtic War. Well, it's even at the moment, but numbers-wise, they are beating the Celtic Warriors. But really nice jabby shot, or what do we got? Yep, slinger shot instead, sorry. Coming up onto the walls from here. That's tough. Your backs are exposed, your shields are facing the wrong direction. That's just a tough position to be in, and really not much that you can do about that. You just got to try and tank it, or try to kick him off. Like, his only thing he could do is bring his archers over here and start firing into that, possibly. He is moving his archers out, but I'm not sure which way he's going to go. It does look like he is moving that direction, though. If Arverni brought his archers over here, same thing, he might still be able to kick these archers out of this position. But it's pretty risky because you do have, I mean, this Syrian's pretty beat up. It's only 46 men. And then, I mean, he's doing actually a really good job here. I didn't even notice this. Scratch what I said, because Galatia has actually been shooting here while Arverni has been shooting at him. So his Syrian archers and these Massilian Gallic hunters are actually taking quite a bit of damage here. But he needs to be careful because they are getting targeted again. So what I might do at this point, I might pull this guy back until you get the other archers over to support it. Yeah, I mean, that archer looks like he's going to go 163 kills. He was probably out of ammo, honestly. Now he does have 2 more units coming over. He might be able to get some more. Oh, man, I don't know if I do it, though. Now there's 4 units here. Well, 3.5 units here. Yeah, I think he noticed and it was like, nope, get out of there. So now we got a big Chosen Sword push. And then did we get the other Oathsworn? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh, but we do have a Gallic Hunter going in. 64 kills. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's got ammo or not. Still a solid push coming here from Massacelee. And there's some really nice archer fire coming from Carthage, getting the Gallo-Thracian warriors. Nice shots, honestly. He might even, if he adjusted, he might even be able to get into the Oathsworn. Oh, no. Oh, looks like Dan here probably forgot to put on, or take off fire at will, because it looks like he used some jabby tosses onto the wall. They basically just all went straight into the tower, which, that just, man, that sucks. It happens, you know what I mean? Desert Cohort coming in to support. I'm wondering if Arverni here might be out of ammo on a lot of his archers. 70 kills, 69 kills. And I mean, you know, we don't see a lot of the lag here because it's a replay. But if it was really laggy during the game, then that could have made archer use very, very difficult. Getting them to shoot, things like that. Look at these kills on Carthage's archers, though. Nicely done there by Carthage. And I think he is out of ammo now. Yeah, I mean, about 130 kills on each of them, but I think he is out of ammo. His artillery is still firing, 43 kills. I think he's trying to maybe get a shot in on the Massilian Hoplite General. But I think that this battle is going to come right down to this spot. If the defenders can, or the attackers can break through this spot right here, I think it becomes a very, very difficult fight for the defenders. Because it's hard when they're this engaged. It's hard to disengage and pull units back through spots like this. Because, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units engaged on this front line. So it'll be interesting. If I think that the attackers definitely have a chance of pushing through this area. Still really nice archer fire coming in from the side. Carthage's infantry is just trying to eat its way through Tylus, or honestly, possibly even just hold on to Tylus. Uh-oh. We've got some Tylus Light Horse back here. And then a Celtic Slinger came out from the gate there, 42 kills on that one. Not sure if he meant to bring it out, but it is out here. I'm curious as to where this Light Horse is going to go, because I personally don't really see too much of like a good target for him. These heavy Numidian skirmishers would not really be a good spot. Not for that Light Horse. It's just not good enough to take them down. The Spear Noble back here, and I think Joe as our Verney here. He does still have ammo on that archer there. Just checking to see if they still had their bows out. Oathsworn, we're in combat, and now they're pulling back here a little bit. Kind of exposed their back a tiny bit there. I see why, because of the Galatian spear, or the Celtic tribesman. He was going to get flanked there. Nice move. Nice seeing that there for our Verney, because that would have been a really, really difficult situation. Those Oathsworn would have been in a bad spot. 64 kills. They're only 137 at this point. The Saisley's starting to lose a little bit of traction on this push here. Only got one desert cohort, two desert cohorts, 139 and 154, 31 kills and 74 kills. I mean, Carthage still has quite a bit. I mean, he could maybe bring in maybe a noble and stick it here. I wouldn't put it over here because of the archer presence on this side, but I could see a noble doing pretty good in this spot here. The Celtic Slingers just won't have as good of an angle, but I probably would have done that maybe when I still had some ammo, because at that point you could still, you know, use your archers to kick off the Celtic Slingers. Noble Fighter's getting shot from the side there by Celtic Slingers. Doesn't look like he noticed it originally, because I think he's lost, oh man, lost about 14 men, I think, from that. Yep, and I mean, our Verney is pretty much out of troops. 141 kills. His Oathsworn is going down like a champ, but he is pretty much out of army. You know, at this point, yep, looks like he's going to take his gen and kind of come in here and you know, kind of hold off this area if he can with the Spear Noble. But it's just getting a little narrow, getting a little slim for the attackers. Balance of power is really starting to go in the defender's favor. Although I did just see it tick a little bit back towards the attackers. And I mean, Dan here, as Carthage still has ammunition, or I mean, still has infantry. I think he may be trying to protect Ulfr's Ballista. Maybe Ulfr's Ballista still has ammo on it. 0 kills. Could be. But I mean, I would also be curious as to why that ballista hasn't been firing. I'm not sure. All right, and here comes Iberian swords. But he still has a lot of infantry out here. More Iberian swords, noble fighters. Celtic warriors just got into the Carthaginian ballista, but I don't think it probably had much ammo left. All right, we got our Verney. He's got his general set up to hold here. Trying to hold as long as possible so that his Oathsworn can start coming in on the flank. His Oathsworn is getting really, really slim, though. It's at 67 out of 160. 235 kills, so very nicely done there. But Tylus, I think Tylus is the biggest issue here. I don't think Galatia has much left, and I don't think Massilia has much left. But Tylus here has a ton. A lot of Gallo-Thracian warriors, tribal warriors. I haven't seen any Oathsworn, besides, I believe, the Gen, but yeah, he could have just not gone Oathsworn. He might have gone with a slightly larger build, maybe. And I assume that he brought all 4 Celtic Slingers as well. They're getting some really nice side shots here. Oathsworn still tearing it up. They're 55 out of 160. 255. Just popped a headhunt. Oh, no! Oh, it just hit his own, guys. That, of course, the one guy you get to hit is your own. That's just how it goes, isn't it? Man, I wish these 3 infantry were in combat right now. They could use them badly. You know, especially, I believe this is 3 units of Libyan infantry, 4 units of Libyan infantry. Oh man, they could absolutely use those guys and the noble fighters. Cretan archers, do they still have ammo? Wow, they still do. Oathsworn, 260 kills, still getting into the Galatian legionaries. Got some breaking going on here from the defenders. Sicilia's losing some of their defense. So maybe if Carthage can get in here, he might be able to push something through. In fact, there's a gap right there. He might be able to get around into one of those spots. Chosen Sword trying to hold back the Noble Horse Gen from Galatia. Once again, they're trying to buy time for those Oathsworn to do as much as work as they possibly can. Mercenary Noble Fighters into combat. They actually snuck through this area and got into some Galatian swords. And then I assume they're probably going to go right up these stairs into the Gallic warriors and tribal warriors. But look at that. Syrian archers, really nice crossfire coming from both sides. All right, Celtic slingers from Tylus are all the way out here. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But the Light Horse was able to get into the ballista crew. I think that they used the slingers to make him run away the crew and then targeted the crew with the Light Horse. Nice move there by the defenders. All right, and I think, let's see, what is he? 48 out of 160. Oh. Yep, and the Oathsworn is gone, so now we've got the Iberian swords trying to hold back this flank, and now the noble fighters trying to help break through the Galatian legionaries. And then Cretan archers and the Carthaginian gen. I think Carthage was trying to get his gen out of there and then realized he was kind of stuck with the Celtic tribesmen there. And then tribal warriors busted through and chased after some stuff there. And here's the other noble fighter. He's going to go into combat with the tribal warrior over here. They're holding on by a thread here. I mean, the attackers are giving it all they've got here. Iberian sword, 79 kills and 52 kills. The noble fighters with 144. And now we've got a Massilian hoplite coming in. The noble fighters are down to 55 and just getting tore apart by this side shot from the Syrians. But nice move with the Iberians, getting around and shooting in the back of those Galatian legionaries. But now the noble fighters are going to get surrounded again. 150 out of 160. But we got a tribal warrior, a 95 out of 160. Getting in around on the sides here. Got headhunt on the noble fighter. It's up to 20 kills, but he's lost 20 so far. So he's kind of going even. KDR's not great on that guy yet. All right, this noble fighter is gone. The gen is trying to do some cycle charges. Got the Iberian sword still here, but this one is going to leave at 57. Noble fighter up to 40 now. And now I think looks like we got the Libyan infantry moving from Dan. All right, it looks like he's going to come in and support. I think if they had some of that infantry in there, they probably could have done some good work. I think not having that infantry in there, it really hurt them. Dan, if you watch this, man, let me know. Like, there could be something absolutely that, like, you know, you guys have had a plan for your attack, and I'm sure that I'm probably missing something, and, you know, obviously I wasn't, you know, I wasn't a part of that. So let me know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on the battle. You know, what was your plan here? Because I would love to know kind of like what your thought process was going into this battle. Yeah, I mean, the defense is holding pretty strong here. The noble fighters up to 71, but they're down to 65 men. They're just surrounded. Any unit just is going to be in a lot of trouble when it gets surrounded like that. You know, obviously some units will do better, but man, that just that hurts. Got the unit of 131 Libyan infantry coming in on the tribal warriors, so that does help, but it is a little bit late because the noble fighters are already down to 57 men. Yeah, but now we got the Massilian Hoplite Gen from Massilia, obviously, coming in to back up the tribal warrior here, and then we got an Oathsworn getting into the noble fighters from the other side. So, and then here comes the noble horse Gen from Galatia getting into the Carthaginian general. And I mean, looking at the time 155, looking at the balance of power, I'm not sure where this one goes other than a defender victory for this one. And I think that's gonna, I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's see where it goes. The Gen is just getting kills. 146, he's getting a lot of archer kills. Got some general kills here. Got a Galatian Legionary even out here. What do we got? 2 of them. 133 out of 160. 186 kills there. The Libyan infantry is doing pretty good work here on the tribal warriors. Headhunt from the Oathsworn about to finish off this noble fighter. Noble fighter's going to go with 106 kills. 71 on the light horse, but he's going to come in and assist the Galatian Legionary and the noble horse general. Is this a Iberian sword that's still... This Iberian sword is still kicking. Got 125 kills. He's killing some archers, but a Galatian Legionary is probably going to finish him off. And then the defenders have another light horse. So 70 out of 80 on that one. I think they're just trying to break this Iberian sword with it. And now the Libyan infantry is surrounded. Gallo-Thracian infantry, tribal warriors, and a Massilian hoplite. Wavering, attacked at the rear, broken, and then I bet it shatters before it even gets out of the city at this point. And I think the Carthaginian general is probably dead, yeah, because got some army losses kicking in now. Yep, so that is going to be a defender victory, putting this matchup 1-1, which is going to lead us to a land battle to decide who defends on the final siege, the tie-break map. So let's go and look at some kills here. All right, so Dan is Carthage with 1,200 kills, 1,286 here, 36 on the Gen, 43 on the artillery. His archers did very good, 162, 150, and 130. His Libyans, unfortunately, did not do great. I think that they just really didn't get a chance to kind of perform the way that they should have, just because they were held on for a little bit, and then by the time they got in, you know, army losses were just too heavy of an effect. But look, 134 on an Iberian sword is very nice. 153 and 109 on noble fighters. They can definitely do better. But, you know, 153 kills is nothing to blink at. Ulfer is Masacely with 2,100 kills. 107 on the Gen. 274 on a heavy Numidian skirmisher. Wow. 207 on a legionary, 131, 141, 147, 141, 288. And then his cohorts, 168, 162, and 133. He had a Numidian rider that looks like just broke before it got to do much. And then unfortunately his artillery only got 1 kill. And then he had a Numidian light infantry with 64. Then Joe on it as our Verney with 1,954 kills. Spear Noble was 67 kills. His archers really nicely done with these two here. 179 and 136. 70-79 is not bad either. But, you know, definitely more kills that could have been done there. But, you know, situational, it all changes. Every situation you get into is going to change what you get out of these units. 113 out of the Celtic Warrior, 99, and then is chosen here with 183, 146, 142, and 130. And then Oathsworn, one doing really well at 267, and the other one, unfortunately, with only 109. Now the defenders, Skasing as Massilia with 1,986 kills, 110 on the Hoplite Gen. His archers did pretty well there, 119, 167, and 140. Axe Warriors, they did solid, 90, 85, and 80. And Celtic Warriors with 93, 81, 90, and 77. Then the Thorax Swords with 184, 158, 120, and 104. And then Dovahkiin as Tylus with 1,396 kills, 63 on the Gen, 88 on the Light Horse. Slingers did pretty solid. Definitely had more kills in them, 94, 92. Yellow Thracians with 147. And then Tribal Warriors with 221, 152, and 136. Then finally, Batman as Galatia with 2,086 kills. Is Jen, the Noble Horse, with 252. Is Syrian Archers 147. These two guys 77 and 30, but I bet you they still had ammo in them. Then is Celtic Tribes, they did all right. Galatian Legionaries 144, 256, and 249. Nicely done there. And then the Galatian Swords with 180, 121, 154. Definitely some kills to be proud of there. But definitely a fun game. I really hope you guys enjoyed that one. Like I said, this is going to make it 1-1. So keep an eye out for that land battle because that will be the next one out. And then finally, we will have battle number 4, which is the tiebreaker to find out who wins this matchup. Thanks so much for joining, guys, and thank you so much for everyone who came and helped me hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. I like I said before the video, I cannot tell you how much it means to me. Let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comment section, and we hope to see you guys next time.